Alright, so I'm in the process of making another video on how to boil water and how to make a boiling container with bamboo. So I thought, why not show y'all how to make a primitive canteen with the same materials. So basically what I'm going to do is almost the exact same process that I'm doing it to boil the water and take the nodes out. Once I cut a section that's of the right length for me, I'm basically going to start dropping coals into the container, and I take my larger piece of bamboo and just scoop this, or a smaller piece of bamboo and scoop that up. And I've got kind of a spear point carved on one side because I'm using this and some other smaller pieces of bamboo to basically, once I burn them, I'm going to ram the nodes out with this. So I'm going to let our primitive canteen node kind of burn through here, and I'm going to get a little bit farther in the process, and I'll come back and show you how we put this together. Alright, so one thing I wanted to show you when making this, like, I've got all different size pokers, because what happens is once you get past the first node, you tend to get hung up in the little rings. So a lot of the times it makes sense to make smaller or progressively smaller sticks. And a lot of the times you don't even really have to put a whole lot of emphasis on putting a coal in it. Let's say you didn't have a fire and you needed a primitive container real quick. You can bust these nodes out without having the coal in there. The coal just makes it a lot easier, and it makes it brittle and makes it more likely that you're going to get through it quickly without breaking the outside. So what I've got right here is my primitive water container, and I take it all the way down to the last node, leaving this last node here, and as you can see through here, and basically I'm going to fill this up with water, and then I'm going to show you how to make a top for it real quick. Okay, so we've got the nodes knocked out of our primitive water container here, and so the next step is we're going to take a section higher piece up the bamboo and find a piece that fits well in here, and then we're going to jam it down in there to check for fit. And once you find a node that works for you, then trim off just a little bit off this end, shorten it up. And then come a little bit higher up so that you've got a handle to actually grab onto this thing when you want to pull the cork out. Alright, so take that section, jam it down in there, and now we've got a cork for this. So the next step is to basically, I'm going to tie some rope on this thing so that you can easily carry it and don't have to have it in your hand. Alright, so basically what we're going to do is make like a little paracord way to carry it around our back. And all I've done is taken a little bit of paracord and made a prusik knot so that I've got a loop to work off of. And I'm going to do the same thing over here, and in order to make a prusik you just need to make a loop of some type. And it doesn't matter how you tie it together, a square knot, a double fisherman's knot, just however you want to do it. And you're just going to wrap these together like this and keep feeding them through themselves and make a little section to where all we've got is a loop. And you want the loops to line up in the same way on the bamboo. Now if you don't have paracord, I mean obviously we can use natural cordage, or we could use rawhide or vines or just whatever's available to us. Most of us carry a little bit of paracord in our kit, so, or a lot of us wear paracord survival bracelets, so that's a perfect time to use that. And then once you get these two loops tied together, or the prussik's attached, then you're just going to tie another piece of paracord to the loop so that you've got a sling. And you want to kind of gauge it just to make sure to fairly tight fit. You obviously don't want your water tumping over when you're walking around the woods. So take that, measure it to the length that we need, and then just tie it off with a couple of overhand knots. And there we go. I've basically got myself a primitive canteen. And I'm going to go fill this up with water and show you just how much water we can get in. Alright guys, so here's the finished product. This is our primitive bamboo water carrier. Now it's not 100% waterproof. You'll get a little bit of leakage out of this. There's not a whole lot of way to prevent that. But as long as you're keeping it upright and you're mindful of it, you're not going to get hardly, unless you dump it over on its side, there's really not going to be any that leaks out. So pull your cork out, and I want to show you how much water these things contain. This is a 32-ounce bottle, and we're going to see how many fills we can get out of it. Might only get one, might get more. Looks like we're almost exactly 32 ounces. There you go. And look how clear it is. You know, this is just another way that you can carry water in the woods when you don't have a stainless steel bottle or an Nalgene or something like this. You can not only carry your water in this, you can boil your water in this. And if you didn't check out our boiling water in bamboo video, make sure that you do that. And you know, if you have any commentary to add to this, we'd sure appreciate it. And please help support us by subscribing.